Yo, 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 it's your boy Casual with The Silent, a podcast. And man, we're back with another one and a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time, man. We really appreciate that love. And for this, let's get straight into it because there's no easy way to say what we're going to say on this take. So let's go ahead and rock on the way out. Usyk will not be fighting the likes of Joseph Parker. And as tough as me to say that, it, it's just looking too familiar. The scenario is looking too familiar. The situation is looking shaky. It just looks all too familiar. We've seen this type of story before. Yeah, Usyk will not be fighting the likes of Joseph Parker. If he does, it's a very, very, very slim chance. Let's get into why. If you've been looking at and listening to the likes of Joseph Parker over these last few weeks, especially since the Dillian White, Moses Atamo fight, right? And they asked him a few questions, obviously, about how he thought the fight went between Moses Atamo and Dillian White, what Dillian White should do. I think all the fighters of that old guard, that old era, the ones that originally got ushered into the heavyweight division to breathe that new life back into the division, are a little bit, sad and disappointed about what happened with Moses Atamo and Dillian White. But it quickly shifted into some follow-on questions where Joseph surprisingly admitted even himself. You can just see it in his demeanor and how he's really the body language answering the questions about is he next for Usyk. Now, we all heard Moses Atamo kind of get his name mentioned to get Usyk, especially after putting on a good show against Dillian White. Moses Atamo, though, himself, by the way, shout out to that man, good warrior, good young warrior at that, who was honest and said in his post interview that it should be Joseph Parker or Ajit Kabayel to get the fight with Usyk first. But for whatever reason, the sport of boxing is what it is. Joseph Parker even admitted in that interview that he does not believe he's going to get the Usyk fight, and it's pretty much clarifying and confirming for the rest of us that based on his inside knowledge, based on how he's been dealing with the likes of Queensberry Promotions and his so-called promoters and dealing with just the sport of boxing as a whole, he has very few beliefs and very low confidence that he will actually get the Usyk fight. On top of that, we all have heard that recently Usyk somehow is injured and wants an extension to decide if he's going to do the WBO. I think by this point, Usyk, you know if you're going to give this man his shot. I think by now you know about a negotiating tactic that you know if you're going to fight Joseph Parker or not. Now, an extension on when the fight can happen, I truly believe in that. If you're injured, that's fine. Let's extend the date of the actual fight. But as far as negotiations, you extending the fact to negotiate the fight based on that you got an injury, that to me has little to nothing to do with each other. You can start the negotiations, and in negotiations, you say you're injured and we're going to have this fight on this date. And that's where the extension should go. But extending the actual negotiations past a certain standpoint, trying to decide if you're really going to fight this man, to me, gets a little bit iffy and sketchy. You should know if you're going to fight this man or not because you knew when you were going to fight Daniel Dynamite Dubois right away, right? First time hearing about the injuries, by the way, when the negotiations get going. With these tactics that we've seen before, especially with Queensberry promoted fighters, which is kind of crazy because Joseph Parker is also a Queensberry promoted fighter who seemed to can't get a fight, period, under his own promotional banner. It leads you to believe, like, what is going on internally? Why are they not pushing the likes of Joseph Parker even further? Like, he should have been on that fight card with Usyk and Dubois. He should have at least had another fight this year already. He beat Martin Bakole quickly. Give him a keep busy fight to keep his name going, keep the buzz going. Further along in that interview, right, and Joseph Parker admitted that he's not the biggest draw business-wise. So he already believed they're going to go for where the money resides. And we've been saying that for weeks on weeks and months on months, that the business of boxing is going to take care of what the business of boxing wants to do. But in the terms of Usyk, who has made a lot of money under Queensberry, Riyadh, season banner, you name it, at what point is there enough money that you can give the honest man his shot. The man who's been very loyal, the man who's been very respectful, no extra tactics, just line him up. He just wants to fight. He even said it in any other interview. He's even looking past Usyk. Shout out to Joseph Parker, looking past Usyk. He just said he wants to fight anybody. He even said he will fight Moses Atamo. Just give him his shot at the belt, because at this point, it's clear what the business of boxing wants to do, and it's not having Joseph Parker, for whatever reason, in its plans. They believe the bigger money fight lies with a Tyson Fury trilogy, for whatever reason, or possibly a Moses Atamo fight. If that's what we're going to do, let's stop wasting time, because Joseph Parker's got things to do. He's got people to fight. He's got a legacy to continue to grow. He's got to continue to build himself into a future Hall of Famer. To me, he will be a Hall of Famer already, but let's go ahead and solidify that. Let's cement that. He's got things to do, people to fight. Let's stop wasting time. Drop the belt. Drop the WBO belt and let him get on about his way and get a good fight, get a good scrap going. There's no reason to keep extending this thing unless you're really going to fight this man, this warrior. Yeah, I think Usyk is not going to fight the likes of Joseph Parker for the money. Not that he's afraid of him, that he's avoiding him, that he's scared, that he's ducking. It's none of that. It's really because Usyk is fighting now for his retirement. He's only got one fight that, according to him, left. One more fight, and then he thinks he's going to be done. They might be able to squeeze another one after that, but he's at the end of his road, and he's trying to get, that retirement check, trying to make sure that his family is okay. And salute to him, because he's earned that type of status. But you think a man like him should at least know and at least acknowledge the games that have been going on and the stalling tactics that has been geared to the likes of Joseph Parker, that he should at least know to let's just step out the way, drop the belt. Let's stop wasting time. Now, maybe there is something there. Maybe Usyk is really thinking about taking on that fight. Like, he is an honorable man. So maybe, what the business of boxing is trying to push him to do is really wrestling with his mindset, his thought as a warrior. And maybe that's what's taking him so long with this extension. He's trying to stay loyal to the brand, stay loyal to who got him into position and paid him well and got him into Undisputed and built him into being that future Hall of Famer, guaranteed for sure, being 2-time Undisputed and moving up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. So there's that aspect, and then there's the aspect of seeing this not even up and comer. I'm sorry, the return of a former champion who wants his glory back and has built himself into top contender status, wanting his shot as well. And those two ideologies are wrestling with each other. Maybe that is why the extension there. I don't know, but I can tell you now, based on the path that has been going, based on the decisions that have been made, based on the business of boxing, Usyk is not going to fight Joseph Parker. And at this point, I'm okay with it. And it seems like Joseph Parker's okay with it. What we're not okay with, though, is not him not getting a fight, and more importantly, him not getting a shot at another title. Go ahead and drop the belt. Let's get a fight going. Let's get a scrap lined up for a real fighting man in the likes of Joseph Parker. At this point, let's continue to push and support, obviously, Joseph Parker getting that Usyk scrap. But more importantly, let's just push for Parker to get his just due and get him a fight, period, for a belt so he can be 2-time champion in heavyweight division and maybe build to that undisputed fight once Usyk is out of the way. Anyways, that's our opinion on this, man. Hit that like button, comment below, subscribe if you got the time, man. It's your boy Cash Rep with Sign A Podcast. Until the next time, peace.